Why is activism important? Activism consists of efforts that one takes to promote for a change and improvement on political or social issues. About a year ago, Colin Kaepernick, then a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, took a knee before his NFL games during the national anthem. In an article by the New York Times, Kaepernick states that he took a knee at the Qualcomm Stadium for people that I want to give equal opportunities to. I love America. I love people. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help make America better. I think having these conversations helps everybody else have a better understanding of where everybody is coming from. The article further explains that he did this protest to protest against police brutality and the treatment of African Americans and minorities in the US. People like Kaepernick who are activists lets us also know that we can share our voice too, so that other people may also see that they are not alone. Kaepernick's teammate, for an example, Eric Reed, who also took a knee beside him, states that things have happened in Louisiana and the injustices that are happening could have happened to me or my family members. I touched close to home and I just wanted to show my support to him and let him know that he is not the only person who feels the way he feels. There are a lot of other people out there that feel that way. People who need to know that they have a voice that can be used to help dissolve these social issues around them. Kaepernick and his teammate gives us an example of how we could come together to show the support that we're not alone, that these social issues are real, that they're around us, and we need to be aware of that. As stated by William Barber II in NPR's article, Decades Since His Death, MLK's Shadow Still Shapes Today's Activism, he explains that this country is constantly going through reconstruction and that there are times when we have to do two things at the same time. We have to protect what was won and expand. So we have to fight in the courts. We have to fight in the streets. We have to fight in the legislative halls. And we have to fight at the ballot box. Democracy is hard, and it's not easy. This country undergoes many wrongs that we as people sometimes stay silent. And we need to know that we have the right to speak up against these issues. Activism may let individuals give them an opportunity to speak up against issues that may be degrading because our rights as an individuals are always being stripped away from us. I believe activism is a social and safety needs, and it may help create a positive impact to create a better America for everyone who may not feel that they are being heard. Being able to stand up against social issues that is amongst us is a social and safety need because we deserve to feel safe in this world. We were given the freedom of right to speak for a reason, to stand up against issues that affect us. We as citizens should not be living in fear that someone may be able to degrade us as people. Activism, activists, Activism lets us speak up against issues like these and try to impact the society for a better change. For a better change for the future and for our kids and for everyone else around us that need that support. When an issue is brought up, people tend to create social movements. They attempt to spread this awareness, to let others know what is happening around them, because many are not educated about it. Activism may also spread through social media and it goes viral quick, which can make it globally known for everyone to be aware of the issues that individuals have to deal and live with. Social media provides an open global community for citizens to have a voice and make an impact on social change for real time. In an article from Huffington Post, Tasha Mitchell gives us an insight on the many different issues that have risen around the world and how we may use the media to let others know what is happening around them and what is going on. For example, on April 22nd, 2014, the New York Police Department sent out a tweet inviting people to share photos taken with officers using the hashtag MyNYPD. More than 70,000 New Yorkers responded on Twitter with graphic photos and videos of police officers engaging in violent behavior. Citizens of other major cities, including Los Angeles, Denver, and more, joined in to create hashtags for their respective police department, sharing an array of images depicting police brutality. The recurrent issues of police using excessive force against citizens sparked the Millions March NYC protest, which is happening in response to Eric Garner's death. These acts of movements that they created simply let other people around the country know that they also too go through police brutality and violence in their own community. Individuals resulting in speaking out and raising awareness, it makes us feel better and safe, as if it makes us know that we should belong in a society where people tend to put us out. People need to know that we too can make a change. It's just a matter of standing up. And people who have succeeded to stand up for what they believe in have made changes. Activists who started the Black Lives Matter movement after the fatal shooting of Trayvon Martin, who was just 18 years old at the time. The nation took notice after this violent act against a teen who was just walking in the streets, and a police officer who fatally shot him in the back. Ever since the death of Trayvon Martin, violence has sparked in Ferguson, Baton Rouge, Baltimore, and protests have been created to show that people are frustrated and angered through these violent acts that police are taking. And ever since this big movement, Black Lives Matter, 24 states have passed at least 40 new measures addressing such things as officer-worn cameras, training about racial bias, independent investigations when police use force, and new limits on the flow of surplus military equipment to local law enforcement agencies, according to an analysis by the Associated Press. Once legislative took notice that people started to express their anger in protest and took it to the streets, they would soon create more and more bills to let others know that they are making a change to police brutality, to decrease these violence acts. In fact, it may be bad to think that we just want social change, but it may affect others. For an example, there was a police officer who got injured in one of the protests, and he tried suing the movement. But U.S. District Judge Brian Jackson said that the movement is not an entity. In his 24-page judgment, Judge Jackson wrote that the attempt by the anonymous police officer to bring suit against the social movement and a hashtag invites either a gross lack of understanding of the concept of capacity or bad faith. The officer said he filed a suit anonymously because he fears for his life. A police officer who didn't have quite a good understanding of what a movement is. He wanted to sue this movement, but the judge declined it because it's not an entity. People are just speaking up for what they are angered about, for what is happening around them. The AP analysis of legislation passed in all 50 states found that the greatest interest in officer cameras that can capture what transpires between police and civilians. 16 states passed body camera measures this year, ranging from resolutions merely creating study panels to state grants, subsidizing cameras, and new laws on how they can be used. Although these laws may help us know that we are succeeding in social movements, some people may disagree with that. Ezekiel Edwards, director of the ACLU's Criminal Law Reform Project, said that states can't expect to make real progress by merely equipping officers with cameras or providing more training. He says states must also provide better education, employment, and housing opportunities for residents. He also states there's been a tremendous amount done over the past year, but there's a massive amount of work that is left to go to moving forward. Although they might have implanted new laws that may help police brutality to stop what is happening with these violent acts around these people, there is still a lot more to fight. If we keep fighting and standing up for what we think is right, we can help and pass more laws that can help defeat these social issues, like it did with the Black Lives Matter movement. Yes, lawmakers should be cautious with these issues as they need to view the other side of their point of view, as it may affect them too. We can help, though, create a positive image and create a positive system by slowly gathering as one and fighting against issues. Because we were given a voice for a reason. We were not here to sit in silence. We were here to raise awareness for others so that they know that we're not, like I said, that we're not alone. So please, I just ask that you guys speak up and stand for what you believe in. Stop living in silence and help those who need the support that is needed. Fight for what should not be taken away from you. We all have a voice. Will you use it?